All right, guys, what's going on? This is Coach Martin here. I'm here with Coach Memo, and we are coming to you live after hours, uh, talking about the TFX Throwdown. The TFX Throwdown is a couple days away. It's getting closer. It's almost here, and you guys better be excited because we're gonna go over event number 2. On the last video, if you haven't checked it out, we went over event number 1, all the rules, a couple strategy points. Check it out if you haven't checked it out. But today, we're talking about event 2 and event 3. How's it going, Mo?
We're ready. We're ready to break it down, Coach. Try to give them the best advice possible, man.
Dude, we're revealing all the secrets.
Yes.
All right, let's get into it. Event number 2. Event number 2 is an 11-minute time cap. Partner 1 does 15 toes to bar. And then you have a 500-meter row for the guys, 400-meter row for the ladies, and finish with 15 toes to bar. As soon as partner 1 is done with 15 toes to bar, they go into partner 2, 20 toes to bar, 400, 300 row, 20 toes to bar. And then finally, partner 3, 25 toes to bar, 300, 200-meter row, and 25 toes to bar. Now, immediately after this event, there's a 2-minute break, and we go into event 3. Which we'll get into it in a little bit. But let's talk about event number 2. What do you think, Coach? Right off the bat, what stands out in this workout?
The toes to bar. You know, the toes to bar is a gymnastic movement. You know, some individuals are stronger than others at it. And from looking at it here, even though the rowing is less, right? On the last round, you have that 300, 200 meter, 300 meter, 200 meter for the ladies, respectively. You're gonna have to play it to the strength of each of your athletes. You know, who is going to be able to, move on those toes to bar on the last 25, because the row is quick. It's not a long row. So you might have to have the person that is the strongest at the toes to bar, right? At that gymnastics movement, and basically sprint at the or try to get through that row, because obviously you have 25 and 25 at the end. Yeah. But it's important to make sure you place that proper individual on each of those rep schemes that we have for those 3 rounds for sure.
Yeah, I mean, this is obvious. You want the ninjas as partner number 3. That person that's going to be able to hold on to that toes to bar for the longest. They're doing 50 toes to bar. So if you guys haven't tested already, you guys should have already tested, see who's the best one at toes to bar, and put him as partner 3. Now, that's pretty much the only strategy that you need for this workout is the one that's the least best at toes to bar goes partner 1, partner 2 second, and then partner 3 third. Now, one thing that you have to take into consideration is, yes, partner 3, the best at toes to bar. Is he going to be? Well, then we're already getting into event number 3. So we'll get into that a little bit. But please be aware of the skating options. Every division has toes to bar, except for division.
Community, correct.
So what are we going to be looking for the toes to bar to count, Coach?
So in order for us to see proper reps when it comes to toes to bar, we need to make sure that obviously we start from that hanging position, right? That's a pretty standard thing. You can use grips, no grips. Just make sure that your feet come in contact with the bar. We're not being picky, or in regards to the rules, it's not being picky as to toes need to specifically hit the bar. As long as the foot hits the pull-up bar, you're good. And your heels, right, whenever you come down and back, your heels are behind the pull-up bar, right? That's really what we're looking for when it comes to the actual standard for the toes to bar. You guys can use grips. In regards to the movement, typically, right, the standard for us CrossFitters is both of our hands are overhand, but in the rules, you can use overhand, you could use mixed. It's up to you. Everyone's different, right? But the typical is overhand, and those specific rules that we just laid out right now.
I'm glad you mentioned the grips, because I know some people are going to ask, there will no We will not be allowing tape to be placed on the bars.
Perfect.
No on the bars for this event.
Okay.
Also, the other rule, the only way that they can mess up a toaster bar is by doing like a 1-2 tap on the bar.
That's right.
Yeah, right. Both feet have to touch the bar at the
At the
same time.
same time. That is correct.
Right. So pretty standard stuff. This is the easiest one to judge. If your feet don't touch, I'm sorry, it's gonna be a no rep. Okay, so now let's get into the tips, and let's get into the tips a little bit on the coaching tips on how to best do this workout. We already talked about obviously the best toaster bar person being partner number 3. But I think, guys, this is a sprint. If you don't go fast on this workout, you are not going to do good, okay? Because this is a fast workout. You're only partner 1. How fast is this? 15 toaster bar. Let's say you're going broken. It's going to be 30 seconds.
Oh, 30 seconds, correct.
Yeah. And then 500-meter row, if you're rowing at a 2-minute pace, which is not going very, very fast for RX division.
Sure.
So let's just say what? 145.
145. Yeah.
So 145 plus 30, that's 215. And then the last 15 toaster bar, another 30. We're looking at under 3 minutes here.
Yep.
Right? Under 3 minutes. So you're only going to work for less than 3-4 minutes. Maybe some of you guys 5 minutes, but you're going to work for less than 5 minutes and then you're done. So when it's your time to go, you got to go.
Yeah.
Gotta go. Okay, so not much to this, not much else to this workout, in my opinion. Anything else you want to go, Coach? I think we should go into the next one.
I completely agree, and just I keep in mind it's time cap's 11 minutes, so it's exactly that's your point, Coach. Like this is a sprint. Like it's not like let me, you're pushing, but like no, each person you're gonna go at your own round or your own, whichever one you guys decide who goes, on which one. But when it's your turn, you need to, go. That's basically it, and you need to push. You want to try to get the best time. So that's really all it's gonna come down to there.
Perfect. And then, so it's done. Let's say you and your team finish at 8 minutes. You're going to wait until 11 minutes.
Right.
Once the 11-minute time cap hits, we're going to add an additional 2 minutes to that time, which at that point, we start with event number 3.
Correct.
Okay, so it pays off to finish fast so you get more rest. Okay, straight into event number 3. This is going to be probably the funnest event of a mock coach, in my opinion. It's going to be a great one. So let's say event number 2 starts at minute 0. It ends at minute 11. And then at minute 13, we start. Okay?
Correct.
Once minute 11 hits, it's in the rules that you can start adding all your weight. Okay, but let's get into this workout first. Let's say the workout. All right, so all divisions. This is for all divisions. This is for combined max load. This is one thing that I barely got this week. Okay, partner 1 has one overhead squat. Partner 2, 2-rep front squat, and partner 3, 3-rep back squat.
Correct.
Okay. Now, all of your sets are going to count for your score, team. All of your sets, I repeat, all of your sets are going to count for your score. That is super important. But before we get into this, and before we get to the standards and all that, Coach, I want to go over the flow. So this is how it's going to work. Minute 13 hits, and the time starts. Partner 1, 60 seconds to do 1 overhead squat. It could be the weight that person desires. It's up to them. Okay, 1 overhead squat. How long does an overhead squat take, Coach?
You shouldn't take longer than 10 seconds. To do a rep.
Let's just say 30 seconds, right?
Yeah.
After he's done, he has a whole minute. Okay. As soon as the minute is over, they still have 30 seconds.
Correct.
Okay. Once the clock hits 1 minute and 30 seconds, then partner 2's clock starts, and then he or her has 1 minute to do 2-rep front squat. Okay? Correct. And then again, after that minute is over, we get a 30-second break again, and then partner 3 does 3-rep overhead squat. 3-rep back squat. Yeah. And then we repeat again. The whole minute has to finish. Then they get another 30-second transition, and then we're going to repeat it. So everybody does that 2 times. Okay? Now, important things that we need to announce here. The weight cannot go, once you hit a lift and you complete a successful lift, you cannot go heavier. But if you miss your lift, you can go lighter. Okay?
Correct.
Let's say, for example, you put on 315 for your front squat. You hit one, and then you fail on the second one. You could take the weight off, put it on the rack, and put a lighter weight on there and get your 3 reps. Mm-hmm. But they have to be within the minute. If the minute is over, you're done. Right? If you're in the middle of the lift, it does not count. What am I missing, Coach? Is there any
No, you pretty much got it. You know, the fact that if they fail the rep at the weight they're doing, they can, within that 60 seconds, they can either repeat the same weight or lower the weight. They can go higher. Basically, once it's successfully lifted, you can't go higher. Your lift is done. You wait till the expiration of the time, right? And then the next partner comes to do their lift, whichever that might be, in the order that they're doing it. Like you mentioned, they may not lock out their rep when the 60 seconds hit. If they're about to lock out and we hear that beep or the 60 seconds hit, that rep does not count at all. Another thing is that if the athlete is unable to successfily do a lift in the 60 seconds, right, you're going to get a 0-4 for that set. So just keep that in mind. So you need to be smart. I know we haven't gotten into the tips right now. We'll get into that, but we'll touch base on what I'm getting at with that. So
let's talk about the standards, Coach. What are we looking for on these damn squats?
We're doing a bunch of squats, guys. So we want to make sure that we don't want to end up on what's that guy's page, Coach? The guy who posts all, yeah, we don't want to end up on his Instagram, but yeah, we want to make sure that we're hitting below parallel, guys. We want to make sure that we hit that proper depth. We're going to be looking out for that. Very important, and make sure you completely stand up, lock out at the top, and those are the 2 things that we're looking for when it comes mainly, right? And when it comes to squats, so whether it's the front squat, back squat, or that overhead squat, we need to make sure we clearly see depth and locking out at the top.
It sounds simple, but we already know what we're going to see. Correct. Okay, so that's going to be one of the main things that we're going to tell our judges. Like, there's zero tolerance for half squats or squats that are not below parallel. So get your butts down, use your weightlifting shoes, do whatever you need to do to get your hips below parallel. Okay? But other than that, I mean, there's not much judging to do on this workout. The standards, everybody knows the standards on a good squat. Yes. Let's talk strategy. Let's talk tips, Coach. You got anything right off the bat?
So when I was looking over this, obviously, when it comes to trying to find a 1 rep max, and particularly following the rules and standards that are in place, we need to be smart about how we're gonna start with our lifts. Obviously, we see that if you were to fail a lift at a specific weight, you have to go down or you have to stay the same. But if you already failed that rep, right, and you try to go in and you try to do it again, you might fail it again. You need to be that's very important to keep that in mind. If you know right off the bat, you know what, I'm gonna try to hit this weight. If I hit it, great, I get the rep. If I don't, be smart. You want to get a score in, because maybe another team will not follow that strategy, and you'll get a 0, and
that's it.
They'll be ahead of you if maybe they get a lift that's even if it's lighter. So be smart about it. I missed the lift. Don't let your ego get in the way. Lower the weight, whether it's 5 pounds, 2.5, 5 pounds. I mean, it just depends. But get something that you're going to be able to hit. And then, on the next set, your second set, what, I'm going to go for it. I know I can get this again. I can put my weight back up and I'm going to hit it. So you need to be smart about how you're going to strategize that when it comes to setting up that weight.
Yeah. Initially, when I saw this workout, I thought that you had 2 chances to get 1 lift, and then that it would be like the best overhead squat, the best front squat, the best back squat. But now that all 6 lifts matter, that's a game changer. Okay, because If it was the other way, I would tell my athletes to fuck it on the second one, try to get a PR. You know what I mean? But
Yeah.
now it's like, I mean, do you really want to risk it?
Yeah.
Because okay, think about it. You're doing a 3 rep squat. You're not going to like you're going up maybe 85 or over on the percentage.
Yep.
That doesn't take 20 seconds, coach. All right? You unrack it, step back, place your feet, brace, do one, brace, do two, brace, do three. That takes what?
No, you already passed 30 seconds probably.
30 seconds. 30 seconds. Now let's say on the second rep, you're coming up and you drop the bar. You're already on 20 seconds. Time's ticking. Not only do you have to clean the bar and put it on the rack. And if you have 300 or more pounds, you're gonna have to take off some weight. Dude, the time's gonna be. You're not gonna have time. You are not gonna have time. Okay, so what I would tell my athletes is, you know what? Go a little bit. Let go. Maybe 90%, 90% of what you think. Don't max out. Don't try and shoot for a PR unless you know for sure that you're gonna get it.
Correct.
Okay? And then another thing that I'll tell my teams, I'm dropping all the secrets here. Another thing I'll tell my teams is to have a cheat sheet with all your projected weights on there. Okay? For example, Memo, if you're gonna go, let's just say 185 for overhead squat. Okay? Yep. And then me for my front squats, I'm gonna go 245. What do I have to take off? What do I have to put on? What plates do I need on the bar? Because if you're trying to figure that out in 30 seconds, it's gonna be a shit show.
Yeah.
Okay?
Agreed.
So go prepared, have a game plan, plan A, and maybe you go a little bit heavier, maybe you go a little bit lighter, but have a guide with the weights that you want to go. Okay? And what plates are gonna be where. Right? That way, it's going to take a lot of communication with you and your teammates. You guys are going to have to help each other a lot, taking weight on, taking weight off. You guys have to practice and go over what you're going to do if somebody drops the bar. What's going to happen? Do you try to clean it? Do you one person on each side and one in the middle? Do you strip the bar and clean it? I don't know. There's a lot of different ways, but just have a game plan, practice it, and that's it.
Yep. I agree completely.
All right. Well, that does it for event number 3. Did we missing anything, Coach?
No, I think we touched base on everything. I love that you included that, to be prepared, have a little cheat sheet. And either way, I mean, you're gonna need your time to warm up too beforehand. So once you start, before you get into that event, you're gonna have to warm up, figure out where you're at with how you're feeling with your lifts. And that day you're gonna feel like, oh, you know what, I feel great today, or you know what, I think I can hit this, or you're gonna have an idea. So be prepared more than anything.
Yes, sir. Well, all right, guys, that does it for event number 3. Hope you guys enjoyed that little video. Stay tuned for the next one. We're going over the last and final event, event number 4. See you later.
Later, guys.